Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, SWGOH fans of all ages, please put your hands together for the hosts of the Reality Skewed Gamers livestream, Ranger J 1999 and Grande Patron.
Hey, we're back better than ever. Reality Skewed Gamers in the hizzy. I'm Ranger J 1999, and I have my phone with its volume on, and I'm an idiot. Here we go. I just realized because I've got the chat over here, so I was like, wait,
That's hilarious.
what in the wide world of sports am I doing? But we're back better than ever. Reality Skewed Gamers coming at you. As I said, I'm Ranger J 1999, and with me always is Grande Patron. Grande,
What up?
What's going on, Pimp?
Man, just living the dream like always, brother.
But is a dream less now that you've had your beard gone for a while now. Do you feel like Popeye when he doesn't have his spinach? I mean, do you notice things that you just can't do as well as you used to now that you don't have the beard?
Oh no, I can do everything better.
Oh,
it's always better.
That's right. Getting crazy up in here.
I'm telling you.
And of course now my game wants to lock up. Oh well, fuck it. We'll move on. I'll reload it. It's not that big a deal. But we have a great show for you guys tonight. We're gonna get to a lot of subjects. To help us break this stuff down, we have the crew as usual. We've got Mage Ducky joining us tonight. Mage, what's going on, brother?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just looking forward to some ships discussion.
That's right. Now we're going to discuss some ships tonight. Mage Ducky Live is going to destroy me again. Pretty much I will be his bitch as we do ships. So that should be really fun and entertaining. But we're really going to get into ships, get into some of the dynamics, some of our thoughts on that. And we're going to get into some other things. And joining us to help us discuss that is always the Smith Lord himself. Smithy D is in the house. Smithy D, what's up, brother?
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, man?
Nice to have you.
Yeah, man, it's 1 a.m. Always up at this time. Can't miss it, man. Gotta be it. This is the stream. This is where it's at.
That's right. And how are things over there in cheery old England? How's the weather over there, boy?
Well, in the morning, I was thinking of having some crumpets. Maybe. Maybe a nice cup of tea.
Nice cup of tea. Because the crumpets, jolly good. Do y'all even say jolly good anymore, or is that like old proper Victorian age English?
I just think that's just in the American movies where they just go, "Oh, jolly good."
I mean, they had to come from somewhere, you know. That's slang
probably somewhere in I don't know, some outside, and they're
you gotta hold your pinky out whenever you like drink tea and stuff.
Oh, darling. Of course,
my caffeine's just monster drinks.
I'm just glad you don't have that Cockney British accent that when I was in London I heard somebody talk. It's like, oh, mate, I go sorry and did this, like, what the fuck are you talking? What are you saying? I don't understand you. Oh, speak English, boy. What the fuck is going on? Oh, gotta love it. But we are going to start like we always do and thank everybody for coming out tonight. We got an awesome show. So far, so good. I don't see anybody saying you suck, your stream is fucked up, or anything like that. So I'm going to take that as a good thing.
Good.
Yeah. So far, someone's saying I should move myself from the camera because I'm all shadowy. Maybe I want to be shadowy. Maybe I want to be all ninja-like and shit. You don't know. So let's see. We got B Matsu, who's always in the channel. Demortian. I'm gonna get him on and say, dude, how the fuck do you pronounce your name so I don't fuck it up? Knight Templar's in there. He's a new person we haven't seen before. Of course, Shadow Veil.
Yeah.
And of course, our own Infinity, who will be trolling the shit out of you guys in the chat like he always does. So look out. We got Teen Skunk Row. I don't know who specifically that is. I'm assuming that's the guild leader. But what's up, Row? Thanks for coming out and joining us tonight. Who else?
Open Smithy D. Open Chromium.
Immediately. Beta Man.
Yeah.
Well, everybody say goodnight to Smithy D. It was nice having you on the show, buddy.
Yeah, we got to. It's always about open.
Listen, I'll be fine. This isn't about me. This is about the other people that are in the stream right now. Yeah, Beta Mage, Assassin Master. Urban, get your monkey ass in Hangouts, you fool. What are you doing?
I'm on air. What's
Oh
up?
my God! I
Nice.
didn't even know
There
you were
he is.
here.
It's your
Everybody,
bestest buddy in the frickin' world,
that's right.
galaxy.
That's raining blood and all kinds of shit on your ass. What's up, fool?
Nothing. Just frickin' glad to be on today. Missed it last week. Seems
Mm-hmm.
like it's been forever.
It has, man. How was your holidays?
Great. But what's the topics today, ships?
There's
Yeah,
ships.
we're gonna do
We're
a
gonna go
lot
to
of talking about
ships and a lot of
ships.
topics, but ships will be the main focus. Bring in a
Yep.
lot of other things, but who else is in there? Una Tradnak. I'm sorry, I butchered your name there. Type Pilot is in there.
Prelog. Did you already get prelog?
Prelog. I forgot about Prelog. I'm trying to go through
Shadow
here.
Val.
Crazy Dog. First time I've seen Crazy Dog in here, so thank you.
Faded
Christian
Mage.
Edgerly Bailey. Thank you for showing up. Uh, Luke Thyrocker.
TIE Fighter pilot is in
Yeah, I
here.
got that. Tie Pilot. Wow, we got a lot of people in here tonight.
Yep.
MJ, our boy MJ. We always got to shout out to MJ and his lovely wife
Yeah,
for
that's right.
everything he's done for the show.
Walking. Yep.
Walking, absolutely. Team Instinct representing. Barry
Nice.
Worthington. So we'll keep looking
Mr.
out.
Cynical. Oh yeah.
If
We're
you
good.
are new to the stream, just shout out and we will make sure to get your name shout out because we really appreciate you guys showing up. And as always, if you like what you're listening to, like the channel, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. So let's
Do you want to start out by going over just some of the normal little stuff?
I would like you, Grande, to talk about the things that you would like to say about the Star Wars Galaxy of the Heroes.
Tournaments. We just finished up a tournament.
Now, why would you bring up that filth? I don't like the tournaments. They make my dick hurt.
First tournament, you went all in on the Gen Urso and kind of came up a smidge short.
I didn't try this time. I was so disappointed.
Oh man,
you
didn't try.
I got into like I always do, and then I was like, "What am I doing? I'm just going to disappoint myself."
I ran out of AP. I'll just be totally honest with you. I had kind of accumulated a bunch of ally points, kind of in the big push from 80 to 85. And then, I've kind of slowed down a little bit on my crystal refreshes. And I was pushing for top 100 and got busy at work, got busy with some other stuff, and made top 200, but did not make the top 100 on that deal. A little bummed because I could have ended up with a 6-star gen over the deal. We were just a few minutes before that thing finished out, and
how dare you let real life affect your gameplay, fool?
I could have tried to, if I
how dare you, sir?
Seen it about 30-40 minutes earlier, I could have pushed a little bit harder, but it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Jen's still a great character. She's still a great piece. It seems like she's a little bit better in the AAT raid, so I kind of was a little bit bummed about not having it for the for that raid. I know. Are
you looking at chat?
I am. I'm looking at.
You're all a bunch of fucking communists. Now they're trying to use my army shit against me.
I know. I see it. Hoorah! I know it.
How dare you all?
They're like, what does hoorah mean anyway? That's what they're wrong.
Yeah, they're doing hoorah. It's hooah. If you're
Finity started it.
I know Finity's a turd burglar. God damn it. Oh God, I am not opening any packs. So,
but I do feel like the that the tournament was good. I honestly, the tournament, these one-day tournaments, I'm loving them. I think they need to do more tournaments that are quick and easy like that. I don't particularly care for the 3-day tournaments or whatever. So if they're going to continue on with the tournaments, I like the one-day ones. It lets you enter at your own time, do what you want to do, and then kind of move forward. So I definitely want to continue on with that. I feel like there are definitely some teams that seem to work way better than other teams. There's definitely, you could kind of get into a rhythm with the one-day tournaments. So if they're going to keep doing tournaments, I'd like to see them continue that way.
Right.
Do you think
and I'd like
to do a tournament.
I'd also like to
see Oh, sorry.
I'd also like to see them continue the tournaments in such a way where they're on a weekend, not during the week. I see that I see that Asaj Dooku is saying that in chat. Definitely think that that weekend tournaments are the way to go. And I also feel like that they should be doing tournaments for all different kinds of characters. We probably need to see another Chaz tournament. We probably need to see another. We've never seen a Baze tournament. I'd like to see a Baze tournament. I'd like to see a tournament for for maybe some new characters, some new dark side characters from the new movie. What are your guys' thoughts on tournaments? Smithy D, what's your thoughts on the tournaments and how they're going? What would you like to see in tournaments?
Luke Skywalker, Jedi Luke.
Bam.
That's it. I'd be happy. Just give me Jedi Luke. Just give me Jedi Luke. That's it. I'd be happy. That's it. I don't care about any other character. Just give me Jedi Luke so I can run around as Mark Hamill.
Which Jedi Luke?
Green Jedi. So Return of the Jedi Luke. Like Bespin Luke's more like a Padawan Luke. I'd settle for him if it had to come down to it. But just give me Luke with a lightsaber. I'd be happy.
I know. You don't like Tatooine Luke with the...
You've been asking for that, though, for a while on this stream.
Yeah, I asked for it for ages on when I used to play Force Collection, and it took him about a year and a half to actually give Luke, where he wasn't in his karate outfit, an actual lightsaber. And
where he wasn't in his karate outfit. That's about right, too. He does look like he's in a karate outfit.
But yeah, it was literally that's how it looked like on Force Collection. It looked like how he was posing. He looked like he was doing a karate move with his blue lightsaber. But I'm looking forward to the Jedi and Rebel synergy. That's pretty much the main thing as why I want him as well, because he's going to fit right at home in the game. He's going to be a Rebel. He's going to be a Jedi, and yeah, it's probably going to be OP as anything. But the main thing is Luke, so he's worth it.
It should be OP. So. So what do you think about tournaments, Mage Ducky? I know you kind of went all in on that on the Vader TIE advanced TIE tournament. How did that go for you? And what are you thinking as far as tournaments as you keep progressing and getting to be a little bit stronger in your whole kind of character collection?
I'm 79.
Nice.
And I'm dreading that. Like I want it.
Okay.
HK leader needs
Stay
Omega.
there as long as you can.
I know, but HK leader Omega, just longs for that so deeply. So I'm kind of grateful that we at least for tournaments on the horizon. Anyway, I where people are coming from, like with the whole potential cheater. I've yet to see any in any of the tournament shards.
Okay.
That I've been in. So that was comforting. In the Vader tournament, 6th, 8th, something like that.
Nice.
So I got him unlocked, and the moment I did, I the true and only real fleet command. So yeah, life is pretty good.
I bet.
Nice. Now,
if I had Vader's ship, I'd never leave the house. Goddamn.
Hey, Assassin, how do you feel about tournaments in the last tournaments we've had?
Tell us what you really think, Assassin. Don't hold back.
I think they're pretty good. I like how they shorten the time, but I still have yet to frickin' hit anything on those. I got 40 Jyn Erso shards now total from the last 2 tournaments, and I don't know if it's just the luck that I have to get on these. I like some dudes that I know who say they're quitting the game and all this. Then they're like, I said mic drop, and I showed him a 208 placement, and he says, and he shows me placed in the 90s, and supposedly this dude quit the game. So I'm like freaking pissed off about.
I know it. There was a guy that came.
For me.
There was a guy that came in first for Vader's ship, and then the next day he quit the game. And I'm like, how do you come in first and get a 7-star Vader ship and then quit the game the next day?
That's called dropping the mic on your ass.
He goes, well, you got to go out on top. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can kind of see going out on top, but holy cow.
Make sure nobody else got it. Fuck your couch. Buy another one, you rich motherfucker.
Now, there was a difference in the refresh for ally points on the Vader tournament versus the Jin tournament. We went back to the old school version of ally points, where it stayed at 1,000 and it didn't refresh higher than that. I like the lower refresh levels.
I do too.
Personally.
The higher ones is like, ew, boy.
So,
but all in all, I think the tournaments went pretty well. I don't think there's any dissent or any problems we had with the tournaments that I can think of. Right?
Nope, I would agree.
Okay.
The other thing we want to go over is we have not heard a whole lot from the devs. You know, typically at this point we have a little bit of a community update as far as what we've seen from the developers. We have not seen a whole lot from the devs. We saw a little bit this week, as far as them telling us about the Military Might event, which is coming up, and about how that's going to work a little bit. But we've not seen a whole lot. We've seen a little bit from Cap Grasp on the
say it 5 times fast.
I know it. Say it 5 times fast. We've seen it, and then a little bit from CG Kazaspoon. But we and so maybe they're in the middle of working on some new stuff. I don't know, but it's I'd like to see maybe a little bit more in-depth update from the developers if we could. It was great whenever they posted that big long post and told us, everything about this is what we've got coming up now, and this is what comes up next, and what comes up next. I really like those type of posts where they kind of give us as much information as they can.
Yeah, I do too.
But
in chat, when you guys tell us what you guys think of the tournament. I see some people got I got a 6 Spader ship and some other things, but give us what you think in the chat. Tell us what you think about it. But let's get into the
you want to talk about meta report a little bit?
Well, we can. You would do that while I'm trying to. You son of a bitch.
Sorry. You're in the middle of trying to do all your stuff before it refreshes.
Let's just pull up the meta report because let's do everything that fucking Grande wants to do.
Meta report.
Just give me a moment there, sir, while we get the meta report up.
Okay, I will give you a moment.
There. Now there's your stupid meta report. There.
Okay. So in the meta report, we've seen a widening in the lead on Wedge. You've seen see Palpatine staying about the same.
Yeah.
You've seen Boba Fett staying about where he is, and then Rex coming in fourth. One of the things we've seen a big increase on is General Kenobi lead.
And Darth Vader.
Coming on real strong. You're seeing you're also seeing some Darth Maul increase. That's all.
I wonder if Zetas have anything to do with it. Smithy D, what do you think?
Deal.
Definitely Zetas. Definitely.
Oh God.
That's the game now. It's just Zetas.
I know. I haven't even sniffed the Zeta yet. So what's it? You don't have any Zetas on your tunes yet, do you?
No, I've got 9 Zetas. I'm currently buying them now from the fleet shipment store to get my first Zeta to speed it up.
Oh wow! So you kind of have you changed how you think people should go? Before you were kind of a big proponent of farming. Have you changed and maybe thinking now that you're maybe a little bit bigger proponent of buying? Or
no, I would always go farming. I've got the ships for it now, so I'm able to rank 10 to 6. I normally finish. I can't get first because it's about the credits. So I have one ship that's 85, where my opponents will all have 85 leveled ships, which ain't going to stand much of a chance. But I've got my DS. I save a little bit to get Slave 1. I save a little bit to make sure I can get the Scimitar when I see it. But the other ships are farmable in Galactic War. So I'm not in a big rush to waste fleet tokens on those ships when I can get them in other areas of the game.
Very good.
I'm buying ships.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, am I ever?
So I think we kind of one thing that's interesting is you're actually seeing a couple people. If you look at the bottom of the leaders, you'll see some interesting things here. One of them is you're seeing some people try out some things, like for example Finn as leader. I think that has to do with the Zeta, and you're seeing some people that are running Cody lead, which I think has to do with the Zeta as well. Again,
yeah.
Going into the characters. You're still seeing Wedge and Biggs coming in at 1 and 2 straight up even, and then Baze is just killing it. Baze now is almost as common as Wedge and Biggs. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Boba Fett right after that, and then Palpatine, B2, and Shore Trooper. So a lot of this is kind of what we've talked about before on our last one. It's all the reworked characters again and all the new characters.
Yeah, TIE Fighter pilot, Jedi Knight Anakin.
Exactly. So it's all kind of running together. Anybody see
Finn.
anything interesting showing up there?
Urban, what are your thoughts, brother?
Has Finn shown up yet? He's been reworked, but I don't know how good he is. And
Let's see
I
where
saw
he is.
Smithy released a video on his Zeta, but I haven't got to see it.
I don't see him anywhere.
One guy's running him as lead, and one guy's running him on the team. So it's not a big one yet.
No, unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
Is that who you're running, Urban? Is that why you're upset?
No, I haven't even unlocked that dude yet.
Well, you probably, I don't know. You guys feel you probably shouldn't. Not for a while. You know, that's just me. But it is interesting. Last week we did go through and redo my team. Now I do have Bubba at gear level 10, almost 11. It's just hard getting his gear at that level. So I'm farming the hell, trying to do as much as I can, picking up gear when I see it in the shop and stuff. But Jesus Christ, is he a bitch to level? I'm also
now we did spend a bunch of time on that.
If you want to see mods,
now
modding for PvP, by all means, check out last week's show.
Let me ask you this: How has that helped you or hurt you in an arena?
It hasn't hurt me at all. I don't drop anymore, but I usually finish between 10 and 20. So before I could drop 36, 41, right?
Okay.
And sometimes even lower, but now I'm easily in the top 10 to 20. You know, the teams on the top just have tunes that are just, I can't counter very well with that team.
Okay.
They're just a little faster too, so it's just the way it is. So, but you know, I'm thinking with Boba Fett, I've got TIE Fighter pilot almost ready to go with 7-star. Then I'll gear him out. We're gonna change my team, you know, to something that I think would be a little bit better once I get these tunes finished, which we'll do that on another show. But I do have Bubba halfway to gear 11, and that's my goal right now is get him gear 11, so I get that extra speed, and then we're gonna probably redo him. Not on the show. We'll do him offline, but then I'll have Smithy D and Grande, and we'll all look at it, and then that way we can come on the show and then show what we've done. And then you guys can see how effective. And I've got all these tunes, so I can, except for like some of the Chit Irway and stuff like that, but I can show you some of the other tunes that we're using to make a really badass PvP team, and you guys can see that you don't have to spend a lot of money to do well in PvP.
So the main thing, I think that we wanted to, now that we kind of gone over all the normal business, the other thing I wanted to go over, which is the main part of this show, was about ships. And because we spent so much time on the last show talking Remanier, we did not really talk about the kind of reprocessing of the data mine.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that.
I kind of wanted to go over that ship's data mine a little bit and get Maze Ducky's opinion and see how his opinion have changed since the last you know, kind of like big you know, kind of release that he did on ships, and see kind of, you know, this. I don't know if you have that. I posted it in our I sent it to you, the link there, Ranger, on the ship, on the Reddit post on those ships. Maze Ducky, what do you think about this last post that we got about 9 days ago on ships, on that data mine, that kind of like rewording of it? I guess if we kind of go over it, just to kind of go over it quickly, and I'll post a link to this in the comment in our chat here, just so everybody could kind of see it a little bit. But I guess the big thing here is, kind of quickly, is Newt Gunray as a fleet commander. What are your thoughts first off, Maze Ducky, about the Newt Gunray as a fleet commander?
It makes sense that it would be Newt instead of General Grievous, because so far all of the fleet commanders are available in arena shipments, and that's where Newt is. The ship itself definitely looks interesting. It's something I would want to play around with myself. I don't, at the current time, see it outperforming Tarkin. Especially not if they fix Tarkin's ultimate so that it works properly. The gaining turn meter, reducing cooldowns, the ramp-up effect of Ruthless Efficiency, to where all allies gain offense, speed, crit chance, potency for the rest of the battle. That's really nice, but you've got to have that happen 3 or 4 times, I think, before you really start to see a difference. Especially when a lot of the ships that you're probably going to want to use with him are starting out as slower, more fragile ships. And so you've got you have several turns of that ramping up before you see the effects. And right now, I'm just not seeing fleet battles lasting long enough to allow that.
So, okay. Now then, the next ship in the list is Kylo Ren's command shuttle. Potentially Kylo Ren, potentially with a couple other people, potentially First Order officer or First Order stormtrooper or Phasma. I mean, I guess it could. What are your thoughts on that one?
The ability to dispel buffs, manipulate turn meter, both for allies boosting their turn meter and stripping turn meter from enemies, is very powerful if used correctly. But since most everybody uses Biggs as their tank, if he's taunting, then Kylo Ren's not going to be able to target people that he wants to. I don't know. It's interesting ship. The plus 30 speed while having protection, and then 40% counter chance. That's like Maul's Retribution to a lesser extent.
Right.
So that'll be nice to counteract all of the AoEs.
Right. Now here's the next ship in the list I think is pretty interesting, and I want to get Assassin Master's idea on this one, and that's the Hyena bomber droid. No crew. What do you think about a ship with no crew, buddy, and a droid ship?
What? That's first of all, you can never frickin' trust a droid. And what is it, like a drone or what? How does this thing fly? They could have at least given Greedo a ship before a crewless ship.
I'm a little annoyed about the no crew member, because you spent all this time getting your droids going good, and then you get a ship that doesn't need anybody. That annoys the crap out of me. And the fact that, I don't know, I want to see IG-86 have a ship. It has some interesting, it has target lock. It has the ability to call and assist ally on target lock. It looks like it'll do some more damage if it's separatist. It has some it has some interesting unique abilities where it has a with target lock, and it can't be resisted on its unique ability. I think it's interesting to not have a ship without a crew member. Smithy D,
who made it? Did Google make that one?
Did
The
Google
self-driving?
It'll probably be free for people with Android. Oh, it'll be great.
Don't be jelly. Don't be
No,
jelly.
my God, Smithy D, what do you think about a ship without a crew member?
I think that it's a good idea, because it's going to be, essentially, if it comes into a PvP tournament, or even if it went into the chromiums, you're still going to have to farm that ship anyway.
Right.
So even though that you've got IG-88 or a load of droids, it doesn't make it essential for you to gear that one character. So having a ship with no pilot just means that you're just gearing up a ship, essentially. So it's going to be more, in the long run, it's going to be more free-to-play friendly, because you're not then having to worry about putting certain gear into certain characters that you don't essentially need. There's a lot of pilots out there that some people wouldn't even touch, but they're gearing them up for ships.
You make a very good point. So there's this ship, and then there's another one, the droid starfighter, crew unknown. This one has a drone attack. It also has damage over time, and then it also has a unique where it does whenever the droid starfighter is defeated, its capital ship gains 30% turn meter, and a new droid fighter is added to reserves. So effectively, I'm not exactly sure, but effectively this thing basically resurrects itself every time. Now the cool thing about the crew is unknown on this one. I know Mage Ducky, you and I have kind of visited about this one about being constantly revived all the time, which means that this particular ship, you'd have to have the crew ability, you'd have to have the fleet commander ability on cooldown for bringing in reserve, but you could potentially always bring the ship in, as long as you weren't on cooldown for that ability. What do you feel about a quote unquote always reviving ship?
I think it's great. I think that it gives the Newt Gunray separatist fleet some of the sustain that I think it's going to be lacking, given that generally they are slower, more fragile ships that it runs. I'm looking at the Geonosian trio right now.
Right.
So I really like the concept behind it.
I love the concept. I don't know how well it's going to work in reality, but I love the concept.
Yeah, because the reinforcements are on a 2-turn cooldown, so you can only do that every other turn. And then additionally, by bringing in a reinforcement, you are not you're not doing other fleet commander abilities. So something I had forgotten is Newt Gunray's unique ability. His cooldowns are reduced by 1 if an ally inflicted a debuff that turn. So ideally, by the time it got around to Newt's next turn, that would always be off cooldown, so you could always bring the droid starfighter in every round. The problem with that is then you're not using the ruthless efficiency to ramp your fleet up. And so it's a really neat concept, but unless Newt moves faster than Mace Windu's ship, I don't see it working out.
Okay. So long term, this isn't going to be completely it's not going to, we're not going to end up some kind of perpetual loop, in other words.
Correct. It's not, it'll be nice for, 1 to 2, free refreshes of a starfighter.
Then it won't work after that. Right. Because
you're just not getting enough turns out of Newt Gunray.
Fair enough. To
do it.
Now, then the next one seems really cool to me, which is one we've talked about before, which I'm really surprised this guy is already not a pilot, being as that he's supposed to be the most awesome pilot in the entire game, and that is Jedi Knight Anakin Starfighter. This is Jedi Knight Anakin, obviously, is the crew member, and then this one, you get to keep. He has target lock. He also has offense up for 2 turns to allies. He has the ability to, he has a 100% chance to inflict target lock for 2 turns. So this is similar to Vader's ship, which makes sense. And then whenever a unit gains target lock on his unique ability, Jedi Knight Anakin gains 10% turn meter. Smithy D, Jedi Knight Anakin finally in a ship. What are your thoughts on that one?
That's what I'm saving my AP for.
Mm-hmm.
I want this ship so bad. This ship just because it's Jedi Knight Anakin, and he should always have been a pilot.
I'd love it. It'd be.
I hope the ship looks freaking cool as heck.
Well, it should like the one in the movie.
Yeah. It just should, but it should look cool in the game too. Assassin Master, thoughts on Jedi Knight Anakin as a pilot? Finally.
It's about time. Maybe they just saved it up for the big surprise for 2017.
Maybe so. Mace Ducky, what do you think about
stuck on a Greedo ship? They need to give the bounty hunters some love.
They gave us Slave 1.
But I guess
we'll be seeing some bounty hunter love in the future potentially.
I hope so.
And
scroll down the
they
list.
did have Newt Gunray as a fleet commander, so I'm happy with that.
There you go. Mace Ducky, any comments particularly on Jedi Knight Anakin Starfighter?
Jedi Knight Anakin Starfighter, depending on its stats when he is released, especially the cooldown on his special ability, may replace Vader as the number 1 utility ship, in my personal opinion. Because Vader is better, in that it's on a basic, and it is unavoidable, irresistible. Technically, this one, Anakin's special ability can be dodged, it can be resisted.
You make a good point.
But it hits everybody. It's an AoE target lock that doesn't have a proc chance. It just has to hit and then pass a resistance check, which is huge. Pair that up with somebody like Biston, and you're going to be getting anywhere from 3 to 5 target locks. So that's going to be anywhere from 90 to 150% total turn meter gain across ships, various ships. And then he also lands an additional target lock on each critically hit target, and he gives himself turn meter. So, like, Jedi Knight Anakin plus Biston, plus, say, Boba and Fives for the target lock hitting AoEs is going to be a very serious combo to reckon with.
Nice. The next one is Yoda Starfighter. Now, the main reason why I like Yoda Starfighter is because if you put him in the right spot on your 5, no one can target him because he's behind another damn ship. And have you ever noticed how hard it is to actually get your fat finger to target the right ship? Yoda's a little dude, and so if Yoda's a little dude, he's gonna have
finger has come and made an appearance on the show. Finger in the fag.
I can hide him behind the
finger.
ship. I can hide him behind Mace, or I can.
So I don't like ships. The fat finger gets in the way.
I want to target Yoda, and I'll be like, yes, you cannot target my Yoda because your finger is not small enough.
The finger gets in the way of the
float out of the way. The ship's not going to float to the point where you can actually target the damn thing.
That's going to be the true timeout.
That's the true timeout team right there. I'm going to put Yoda behind some big old massive guard-looking ship, and nobody's going to be able to target that guy. That's the one that that's what I think is the big one about Yoda's ship. But seriously, we probably do need to talk about Yoda's ship a little bit. Yoda's ship, has gains foresight, 70% to gain foresight for 2 turns,
and the fat finger
on a target lock. It gives another random ally foresight for 2 turns. Foresight doesn't seem to be kind of the greatest thing in this game, as far as ships are concerned. Special ability does Yoda's Starfighter against target ally gets advantage and foresight for 2 turns, and then the special ability is called Focus. All allies gain offense up for 2 turns and a 50% chance to inflict daze on all enemies if Yoda's Starfighter has foresight. 50% chance to ability block. The Fleet Commander for 1 turn. This is the first time we're looking at an ability block on a Fleet Commander. Thoughts on Yoda's ship? Smithy D, what do you think about Yoda's ship?
Looks good. Though. It gets synergy with Anakin. It says here that whenever a unit gains target lock, Jedi Anakin gains. No, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, we'll move on from that one. I was looking at Anakin's again.
Oh, yeah, but my biggest thing that seems cool about this one is 50% chance to ability block the Fleet Commander for 1 turn.
That's
to
pretty
me,
decent.
depending on what you're doing, if you're going up against somebody like Mace and you're able to ability block either the one where Mace gives taunt or the one where Mace gives the little triangles where nothing works. I'm drawing a blank on that one right now. His unique or his special ability. Those 2 could be highly advantageous if you were able to kind of count the cooldowns on your enemy. What do you think about the little green guy there, Assassin Master? The little green guy ship.
I never even knew Yoda was a pilot, so I'd be all good for it.
I think there was one episode of the clone cartoons where he had a little. It kind of looked like Ahsoka's ship a little bit, if I remember right. Am I remembering the right ship there, Mage Ducky? Does it kind of look like Ahsoka's ship, only smaller?
Well, the question you got to ask yourself is, how did Yoda get to Dagobah?
I guess he flew. I think he flew in a ship. I don't know. Did he take a little escape pod? I don't know.
Well, it would have all been a secret, so he would have had to fly there somehow. He wouldn't have got dropped off by Bale.
I don't know. I still think this is going to be some little bitty teeny tiny ship, and you're going to have a hard time sticking your finger on it when you want to.
He had a ship in the Clone Wars. I think it was one episode where he flew. It was on the last season where he went to visit the Force Ghosts, and that's where he found Qui-Gon Jinn. He had a ship then, so they're probably taking the concept from that.
Probably so. Maze Ducky, what do you think about Yoda's ship and ability block on Fleet Commander?
First of all, my internet crashed, so I'm surprised I got back before you guys were done talking about it. Yoda's Starfighter in a Mace Republic fleet because you have 2 targetable taunts, and you can target Foresight. And so now you have this. You have this taunt that they can't get past, and now you slap Foresight on it, so they're forced to waste a shot on it that doesn't even whittle it away. So I really like that. I also like Yoda Starfighter sitting alongside Biggs, because you can give Biggs advantage, which will make him crit for target lock to regenerate his protection, and he also gets Foresight to help him survive as a tank.
Sounds like a bunch of these ships are making the Mace ship maybe a little bit more viable than it was previously.
Yeah, which is funny because Mace had the most complete kit on launch date.
Yeah, I mean, but between Anakin and Yoda, it's making the Mace ship look much better. So.
Well, now Anakin's ship is something that can fit in with just about anybody. Target is needed to do a lot of powerful augmentations on abilities. So although Jedi Knight Anakin Starfighter will be labeled Republic, I think it's best to see him as factionless.
Gotcha.
Because he will fit into basically every single fleet, because target lock is just that useful.
Okay. The next one is TIE Bomber with an unknown crew member and an unknown description. I think that there's a lot to know about the TIE Bomber before we go into it that is not known. Crew member being probably the largest one. This target has a 75% chance to stun, kind of similar to Sunfac. Abilities, we have Bomber Run, physical damage to all enemies and inflict speed down for 2 turns. That could be interesting. Second ability, which is reduce Bomber Run's remaining cooldown by 4, gaining 50% turn meter and dispelling any offense down and crit chance down debuffs from TIE Bomber. The 50% turn meter gain on that one seems to be the best. I'm looking for a crew member for this one, and I'm running out of choices.
I mean,
so I think we might be a little
maybe slap normal Stormtrooper in there, just so that we're not adding random pilots. I don't know. I really like it though, because in the original data mine, this one changed it. So I'd like to see where it got the changes from. But in the very original data mine back when ships launched, his special ability dealt special damage, which is a key difference because almost every single ship in the game has like 10 to 15% less resistance than they do armor. And so him dealing special damage to all enemies, regardless of whether or not they have a target lock, is very powerful hit. And then, of course, rearm, depending on what the cooldowns are for everything, I'm seeing that as maybe 2 times in 3 turns you're dealing special damage to everybody. That's a pretty powerful punch, especially when you're ramping up the damage 30% per debuff.
Especially if you're using the fat finger.
You know what? I think this is finally where Assassin Master gets his crew member. This is Greedo's ship. He stole it, and he drove off with the sucker. And Greedo is the one that's actually flying this ship.
I went up to Greedo. I was like, Greedo, do you want the ship? And he was like, right. And I was like, right.
I can see that.
I have no idea who's going to fly.
We should have a recording of when that happens, where we just see a picture of Assassin Master's face of pure joy, and we hear,
if you have to gear up Jen Urso for Kassan's ship, What's the of course we could have Greedo as a crew member in this ship. We could come up with our own stuff.
But how would you?
I'm a little miffed by having Jen as a crew member that has to be geared up for Cassian's ship. It boggles my mind. She's a freaking passenger. You know what I mean?
So was Biston and SRP are both passengers. Neither one of them piloted their U-wing.
For real.
The whole idea, and maybe that's why they haven't actually released that ship yet, is because they really, 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 really need to reevaluate Jen as being part of the crew on that ship. In my opinion,
when they pulled the tournament, the reason they gave officially on the forum was because it required K2SO, who at the time was Android only. So all of the iPhone users could unlock it at 7 stars and not use it.
Correct.
So I don't think they're going to remove Jin as a crew member because, one, they already have the ability lined up, presumably balanced in everything. Sure. So they'd have to strip that ability. And two, it makes her relevant in this brand new realm of the game.
But what about K2SO? Well, I guess he's just not relevant. Him and Cassian, fuck them.
I mean, they are relevant.
No, they're not.
But they are. They're relevant because they're crew members on the ship. That's what I'm saying.
Two of them
are
makes
they?
Perfect sense to me. Jin as a crew member does not make sense to me.
The
other thing is, but you look at Beston's ship, and Beston's U-wing. If I remember right from the movie, it was a female shore trooper that was actually piloting that ship, and now we have a male shore trooper piloting that ship. I'm not trying to get all canon on us here, but
I'm all about the canon.
But it sure seems like that we would need a female shore trooper to pilot that ship with Beston.
Would they be called a shore trooper though? Because technically, wasn't a shore troopers on the ground?
Yeah. Well, the thing is it wasn't. It was a female pilot.
Right.
The crew members are Biston and Pathfinder. So Biston was a gunner. Pathfinder was a troop because the U-wing is a troop transport. Right, so none of the pilots.
Why is there not a female rebel pilot that?
Shut your cake, Alfinity.
Anyway, I'm just trying to see that it's starting to break down a little bit. Starting to break down just a smidge on some of these ships. Anyway, next ship, Vulture Droid. Unknown crew member, simply put, persistent separatist fighter that always replaced when defeat. This is another one of these. When it dies, it revives itself. Drone attack, physical damage to the target enemy. Special ability, buzz missile droids deal physical damage to the target. Inflict damage over time for 5 turns. That's insane. We are starting to look like we need a cleanser for the ships. Unique ability is endless waves. After the first 2 times Vulture Droid is defeated, is replaced by a new one, and its capital ship gains 25% turn meter. This one does not go back into reinforcements. I guess this one dies and then comes right back.
It would respawn right in its place.
Damage over time for 5 freaking turns. That's insane. That to me means we need a cleanser.
The problem is it's only 1 damage over time though.
Okay. I mean, I see your point.
Because it's 5%, 5 or 8%, whatever, of the target's health. So yes, that will hurt them, but until you stack 2 or 3 on at a time, it's not that big of a deal.
But are you starting to see the need of a cleanser here? I mean, are you?
Yes.
I mean, we got target locks, we got other things going on. Sure, it would be nice to get a cleanser at some point.
At the very least, it makes Akbar a little bit more desirable because he has the cleanse heal.
He does have a cleanse, so this is starting to make Akbar maybe a little bit more reliable. All right, you ready? You ready? This one's straight up Assassin Masters.
Yep.
Alley right here. Xanadu Blood. This is the crew member is Cad Bane. Description: bounty hunter fighter that can manipulate enemies with stealth.
And the blood shall flow from the non-believers.
And forced withdrawal. Basic is called Howling Blast.
That sounds like drug addiction.
It sounds like something. It's got track marks in its toes. That's how big of a drug addiction.
I mean, this shit is going down.
Deal physical damage to the target enemy On a critical hit, inflict target lock for 2 turns. On target lock, it attack again, dealing 30% less damage. Special ability is calculated strike, deal physical damage to the target enemy. Refresh cooldowns of this ability if the target is destroyed. That's kind of cool. On target lock, it dispels all status effects on the target and deals 40% more damage for each effect dispelled. This is kind of similar a little bit to Culling Blade and to Execute on Boba Fett. Unique ability is Cloaked Intent. Xanadu Blood has 25% crit chance and 20% plus speed at the beginning of each ally or enemy's turn. If Xanadu Blood didn't attack that ship in its previous turn, Xanadu Blood gains stealth for 1 turn. This effect is disabled if Xanadu Blood is debuffed.
That's got to make you hard, Assassin.
What do you think about that one?
It sounds pretty powerful. You know, it has the cloaking thing. Is that similar to the Biston's U-Wing? Because that thing could disappear. Or do they just have the word cloak in there and it doesn't really
Well, I think
disappear?
that's what it implies. A cloak.
Yeah,
means
cloak is
invisible.
stealth, right? Yeah. So, I mean, it's got stealth. We have 3 other ships with stealth. Maul's ship, Geonosian Spy, and Biston. Is that correct, Mage Ducky?
Yes.
I'm just pissed because it's frickin' the only scoundrel bounty hunter I never farmed, and it was frickin' Cad Bane.
Well, get on it, man.
That's the downside to this, is that, yay, we have a bounty hunter fighter, but it's Cad Bane. It's the one bounty hunter you're not using on your bounty hunter arena team. So now you have to gear up all 6 of them.
Smithy D, thoughts on Cad Bane as a fighter ship?
In my
Looks
opinion.
pretty cool.
Right.
Looks pretty cool. Be good to make him more useful in the game, because at the minute,
It's
not really much you can do with him.
He's
So
terribly.
it makes him, it makes him more viable. Gives you a reason to gear him if you're going after his ship.
I'm surprised there's not something that's like anti-Jedi in this description. I'm surprised there's not something that's not anti. I don't know. It just feels like, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering where you would put him, because is he going to have separatist synergy? Is he going to have, where's this synergy going to lie? I don't know. I
could see it being potentially a separatist fleet,
Could
in
be.
that they want to apply a lot of debuffs so that the capital ship goes frequently, and he can dispel all status effects, positive and negative, to deal 40% more damage for each effect. So I could see him working there. I could also see him working in any fleet that has like Vader or Wedge, because they apply multiple stuff like that.
Now,
Did you see what Bimatsu wrote?
I did not.
He said the reason in the movie that the ship crashed is because it was a female pilot.
Oh my god.
Of course it was a female pilot. That's why it crashed. This has been Deep Thoughts with Blaine Matsumoto.
Oh my goodness. I
wonder what your wife would think of that, Bimatsu.
The other last one here that got scraped is Wedge Antilles. We already have Wedge in the game, so I don't even think we really need to go over this one.
No.
So I think we can kind of, once again, all of these are just scraped data mine kind of things. They could change completely before they kind of come through. We could get new ships, we could get new pilots before these come out. And that's one of the dev comments right at the beginning is take everything with a grain of salt that's scraped and data mine type stuff. Speaking of ships, I think at this point we probably need to go into what is going on with Ranger.
Oh, shit.
What do Ranger ships look? What does Ranger ships look like? And what is your roster in ships?
Well, let's look. Let me pull it up.
I know it's going to be a little bit slow, but we want to look at your ships. We want to look at what ships you have, and you sent Mage Ducky and I some screenshots a little while back on some of your ships, and so we can kind of look back. I know you probably haven't done a whole lot. You probably haven't done a whole lot with ships since you sent me all those.
Well, I've done a little bit.
You done a little bit.
Done a little bit. Got a couple of them 4 stars and stuff like that.
I saw that. It looked like you were pretty big into bigs, pretty big into Jedi Consular, pretty big into Wedge.
I just been farming my ass off.
Slave 1, which I think you should definitely continue on. This is the one that you bought the pack for.
Yes, I have bought packs before. Leave me alone.
I think the Slave 1, I cannot tell you how great this ship is. I don't know if Mage Ducky's going to agree or not, but
Of course,
Yeah.
I'm going to agree. It is currently tied with Vader as one of.
Yeah, it's an amazing ship. Slave 1, my gosh. And you've got a great character for Arena and a great character as a ship's character. So definitely Slave 1 is what I would be leveling.
I am. Every time I see a Slave 1, I'm getting it.
I mean, I save extra arena token just for Slave 1.
I'm saving for Slave 1. Don't you worry. You can see I'm almost there at 5.
Yep. Smithy D, I know you had mentioned that you're kind of working on Maul's ship a little bit.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely. Yeah. So currently, at the moment, I've got all my dark side ships. I've got 8 5-star ships.
Okay.
And I'm just in the middle of just leveling them. So I'm buying Zetas where I can, and then getting the Slave 1 and the Scimitar. So I'm kind of like saving up about 4k of arena tokens, then letting it sit there so I can then make sure that when the Slave and the Scimitar does pop up, I can buy them and I'm not missing out on the opportunity. And then at the same time, I'm then buying some Zeta tokens to speed up the process, because there's some guys I know, they're on like their 4th Zeta already. I haven't even got my first Zeta ability yet.
Yeah, there's some pretty serious ships in there. I think the Maul ship is a great ship as well.
It is.
And I couldn't agree more. Looking at this fleet right here, Maze Ducky, besides the fact that he doesn't have Greedo's ship, which we know is going to be OP according to Assassin Master, he'll be putting that with his Lobot ship.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh yeah, you better buy that pack, Ranger.
he's gonna buy the Lobot ship pack.
Oh boy.
But if you were gonna look at these ships that he kind of has up here, and we can kind of scroll down a little bit and look at your fleet commanders,
I'm trying, but the damn game's not letting me.
So let's just look at these ships. Which ships do you think he ought to be using right now, Mage Ducky?
He needs to be farming First Order TIE Pilot and that fighter.
Yep, I am.
Okay. Never gonna give you up on.
Say that again. Did he break up or?
He broke up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I was doing a Rickroll reference. But for what you should do right now, you're very heavily assist focused,
Yes,
and
I
rebel
am.
focused. So I would probably go with an Akbar lead for right now.
Right.
Just because that's where your fleet is at. And so with that, you would want Jedi Consular, Geo Soldier, Biggs, and Boba. Then your 5th could either be Ahsoka, if you need the Dispel early on to break through a taunt, or Wedge, just for the damage. Then as soon as you get Scimitar, Maul ship, I would recommend putting that as your first reinforcement, regardless of his stats. His retribution and his protection up work regardless of whether it's a 4-star level 1 gear 1 Maul or fully maxed Maul. And then that's his primary use is that retribution.
Bimatsu saying in chat too that Scimitar works great as a reinforcement.
Well,
Now,
yeah,
Smithy,
that's what I was saying, is that you should use him as a reinforcement.
Smithy D is not snoring. It's Ranger. He has his mic too close to his mouth, and he's just a heavy breather. Okay.
Well, I'm not snoring.
I've got
I'm
I've got
war at the minute.
Yeah, this thing's so sensitive. Jesus Christ. God damn! I thought I had the suppression turned on. We'll just add that to the thing. All right, there we go. There's the rest of my ship. Sorry, it took me a minute to get it figured out.
Oh man.
But you can see I'm
so
working
that
on first order TIE Pilot. I've got Imperial TIE Pilot to 4-star. And then I've got Home 1 Endurance. I haven't done anything with Tarkin.
Exectrix Tarkin ship. Yeah.
which is unfortunate because that's the one you should probably graduate to from Akbar.
At some point, he's right. At least right now for the ships that we have going, it looks like the Tarkin ship with the ties that we have available is probably long term the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a guest. Virtual Gaming, are you in here?
Yeah,
I am in here. How's
Nice.
everybody going?
Hey, very nice. Glad to have you in here, man.
Hey, not a problem. Thank you for letting me in.
Yeah, joining the madness, man. So we're
Well, I
looking.
heard you got Smithy and I had to follow.
Yes.
So what are we talking about today? We talking about some ships?
we are, man. We fixed Rangers arena team last week, so now we're trying to fix his ships team this week.
Oh
And-
God, I need as much help as I can get. I was working as a retail manager for a toy store in the Christmas season, 12 to 14-hour shifts every single day, basically when this came out, and now I'm just so far behind, it's not even funny.
Oh man. Well, one thing here I noticed is it looks like you have the ability to do some ability upgrades on your home one with prestige there. You see where you have the little red one sitting next to their Ranger.
Except for home one.
Yeah, for home one, you have a red one in the corner. I know typically we kind of ignore that crap because we get so used to it. But if you click on ships,
Oh, I see it.
you can go in there and you probably need to upgrade that.
I did.
Well, if your goal is to transition away from Akbar, I would say don't waste the prestige on it.
Well, I
Really?
just did. God damn it.
So I told him one thing. Listen to me.
I'm not listening to you anymore, Grande.
Don't
You're going
listen
to
to
fuck
Grande.
me up.
Yeah, listen to Grande and Arena. Don't listen to Grande.
In fact, shut the fuck up.
No comment. I don't want to get kicked out. No comment.
No, you're fine, Mage Ducky.
Oh man.
The goddamn cannibals run this show.
He does have it. He does have it leveled up to 70, which means he could put prestige on Akbar if he would get it out of Arena. Potentially. I mean, what are your okay? So let's talk about farming prestige in Arena versus. I mean, what are your thoughts about leveling up abilities, Maze Ducky, and leveling up with prestige?
So we're talking.
Hello?
Would say
Yeah.
don't level up the abilities of your current fleet commander. Only level up the abilities of your goal fleet commander. So if you're pushing for a full Republic fleet, that's what your heart wants. That's fine. Level up Mace's abilities. Don't level up Akbar's. If you plan on eventually transitioning to Tarkin's ship once you get the ties up a little bit, maybe
Well, I am
distance
now.
running a bit better.
Now that I'm listening
Then-
to you and not Mr. Grande, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, Patron.
Yeah, forget you, Grande Patron.
No,
Son of a-
I can mess up anything.
Fucking communist.
I
All
blame
right.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, we blame Canada. It's always that top hat on top of the United States that messes everything up.
No, it's the sunglasses on top of his hat that's messing everything he says up.
Hold on. I gotta put those on.
Oh,
You guys it's getting too bright in here for me. Jeez Louise. All right, so we're gonna go with the Akbar ship. What order would you put these ships in for him, Maze Ducky?
You mean like if I'm building a fleet out of his regular ships, what he has
Out
now?
of his regular ships, where he's sitting right now. Yeah. Who would you put on the main squad, and who would you put as a reinforcement?
JC, GS, Biggs, and Boba, guaranteed for your starting lineup.
So, hold on. Bubba, JC, who else?
GR Soldier.
Which one?
Geonosian Soldier.
Geonosian
Yep, GR
Soldier. Okay.
Soldier. And Biggs.
Biggs. Is that Biggs? That is Biggs. Okay.
Oh God, Grand Patron put on his glasses.
I did.
And who's the fifth one that we're using? Be quiet, Ray Charles. I want to hear Mage Ducky.
You're getting crap in the chat about spending energy. By the way,
I know, but I can't do it all at once. God damn. First they want me to buy packs, then they want me to use my energy. Jesus.
Go buy a pack.
I know. So I've got Bubba, JC, Geonosis Soldier. I've got
Biggs. Which a fun way that you can tell the difference between Biggs and Wedge is that the top of the top two S foils on Wedge's ship are predominantly yellow. The top two on Biggs' ship are red.
Okay.
So when you if you just kind of lean back, Biggs' ship looks more red. Wedge's ship actually looks yellow because of that.
Gotcha.
So you can also tell by which way they're tilted, but they don't tilt that way in combat.
Right.
I just always Wedge's ship always looks dirtier than Biggs. Biggs' ship always looks dirtier than Wedge's ship to me. And I had this same problem. I'll tell you, I'll give you a little hint. I have this same problem with other parts of the game where I can't tell, for example, Jawas apart, or I can't tell the different.
That's because you're racist against Jawas. Be quiet.
I can't tell the.
Maybe you took your goddamn sunglasses off. You can tell.
I know.
Shit.
I can't tell the difference between the Geonosian soldier ships. So I actually leave them one level apart. So that I'm like, oh, wait.
Really? Sunfac's got a damn yellow fin, and the Geonosian soldier
doesn't.
I'm just telling you, sometimes I have to do it quick.
I mean, this isn't exactly like the Jawas in Arena where everyone looks the same here.
Sometimes I have to do it quick. And when I have to do it quick, you leave them apart by one level, and then you can figure it all out.
True.
Grande, this is why I drink. Which I'm doing right now.
You should not be using Geospy's ship at all.
I don't. Don't even.
And so at that point, it's simply yellow for Sunfac and brown for Soldier. Problem solved.
Okay, so do we have his lineup now?
Well, we don't have the fifth spot.
No, we don't have the fifth spot because the problem with your current lineup is that you don't have a reliable means of target lock for Biggs.
That's true.
Should we go with pilot?
When I was running Akbar myself, I had first order TIE pilot there because of his strong target lock chance on his basic.
That's why he's telling you to get up first order TIE pilot, which by the way is easy to figure out because the wings are white versus the black wings on the other one. I could tell that one apart really well.
Well, I'm also telling him to get it up because
get it up.
No, don't put him in there. He's a sad face right now. He'll just die and you'll cry.
I know.
The AI tends to target Ahsoka real bad. I don't know if you've noticed that or not.
Yes, I don't.
Well, that's because Ahsoka Tano is love Ahsoka Tano as wife, and if I could, I would make her my wife.
I mean, okay. The in-game version is 14 years old, so we'll consider the legal ramifications of this later.
Hey, according to him, if she's 14, 14 will get you 20. So, I mean, go for it, buddy.
I was talking about the adult version.
Oh, wow. That's
okay.
So the one that we see in all of 3 episodes of Rebels or whatever?
Right.
Oh, man.
Pretty much
around here.
Look, we're not talking about fantasizing about goddamn Ahsoka Tano. Sunfred, who the fifth spot on my ship thing? People want to know. Grande, shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, it's not you, Mage. It's Stevie
so
Wonder.
Fifth spot. Who are we looking for fifth spot?
Honestly, because you kind of you need Biggs to be taunting, and you need additional target lock options in case the enemy has an Ahsoka to dispel it. I would probably go with Resistance Pilot right now, strictly for the target lock.
Okay.
But definitely work on gearing up. You can gear up First Order TIE Pilot, even though he's only at 4 stars. And I can tell you, I used him when he was 3 stars. I've been farming him since ships came out, and he's just hit 5 stars last night. So gear, definitely just dump a bunch of gear on him as soon as you can, and swap him in place of Resistance X-Wing as soon as you can.
That'll probably be by tomorrow.
Okay, that works. It's just because he is the highest sustained single target damage ship in the game.
Okay.
So he's, and I don't, even based off what we see in the data mine, I do not see that changing. Okay. So
now,
he's a long haul pilot, but he's very much worth it long term.
So for reinforcements, I have 3. Who are the 3 we're going to go with? I'm assuming Wedge will be one of them.
Yep, just because he's so strong. Now, in the pictures you sent on Discord, you did not have Scimitar unlocked. Do you have that unlocked yet?
No.
You do not? Okay. It's again, as soon as you get that unlocked, that becomes reinforcement.
I'll farm the hell out of that now.
Okay.
See, we're learning shit, Grande. When you're quiet, things happen.
So definitely Scimitar priority number 1, tied with Boba out of fleet shipments. As soon as you have that unlocked, make that reinforcement number 1.
Okay.
Instead, for the time being, because the AI on defense will use your reinforcements in the order they're slotted. So on offense, it doesn't matter where they're at, because you can choose, manually select which one you want.
Right.
I would probably put Ahsoka as first reinforcement,
Okay.
simply because you don't have a ton of damage in your opening lineup. Not as much as I'd like to see, because you're lacking the first order. And so Ahsoka will help you break through a taunt. Another thing you could do is do Wedge first, then Ahsoka, if you have a lot of mace fleets in your fleet shard, because then she can dispel
That's what
the
Knights Templar's saying in chat too. He says potentially Wedge, Ahsoka, then Sun Fac, but I could
Okay.
say.
So am I gonna go Wedge, Ahsoka, then Sunfac?
Yes. Well, it depends mainly on how many maces you have to face in your
It's
fleet arena.
not really. I mean, it's hit and
Are you
miss.
So you're facing mostly Akbar leads? Is what
Yeah.
you're saying? Okay.
There
then I
are
would-
there are. I mean, I'd say 35 to 65%. So there are a lot of them, but there's not as many as the Akbar lead. It's depending. But as I am noticing it's more as I get higher up.
Let's fight.
Okay, so we'll go.
Yeah, because the only thing is, like, personally, out of those 3, if you're fighting Akbar, I prefer Ahsoka first, because then you can burst through like a Biggs protection up taunt.
Right.
And in place of, since you don't have your own scimitar, you can use her to dispel their scimitar's retribution.
Okay.
Right away. However, if you're fighting Mace, you want to save Ahsoka until after he's popped his damage immunity, because there's a nasty loop you can get into with damage immunity on a taunt, with Geo Soldier constantly assisting out of turn, stripping turn meter, and you can't do any damage. Early on, I got ravaged by that in so many fights that I actually benched Soldier at one point, just because I was so pissed off about it. And so,
Grande, just because I say shut up in the game doesn't mean you go to chat and open your fat fingered mouth.
Okay, let's play.
I'm watching the goddamn chat, by the way. It's not like I don't see what you're saying. Filthy whore. All right.
Okay.
So
and
we're gonna go into battle with this lineup right now. Okay.
Okay. The problem is without your screen sharing, I can't see it.
Well, I'll wait a few seconds and then, you know,
He
I
got
am a
it in
little.
order you asked for.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit competent, but I'll go a little slower.
I don't want to get kicked off the show, but we do have to question the competency because
That's
the
okay.
last time.
Unlike Grande, I don't think my shit doesn't stink. So let's just.
Okay, that's fair.
Let me buy some packs and get the Millennium Falcon.
No.
That's really a bad idea.
Yeah.
No,
considering how little shards you get and how rare it drops in the chromium packs, I wouldn't do it.
I don't even.
So I already started off with a Plo Clone
I spent $200 and got a grand total of 30 shards of the Millennium Falcon. Thank you.
Okay, but the thing is Millennium Falcon isn't. It's a trophy. It's not good. At least it's not good enough to justify replacing the other ships that are out there.
You're right.
So if they ever make an episode 4 or an episode 6 Falcon, I'm praying they make it good, because the current one isn't.
That's strange.
Okay.
I've
So I see your fleet now.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
Flo used his taunt on himself. That's great.
Yeah. That's why I did the AoE, and now I'm gonna catch up.
I would, because you don't have that, I would say use Akbar's heal on. Oh, you use the AoE.
The AoE. Here's the thing: the AoE gives you a call and assist if someone is buffed.
Yeah. So what you wanted to do there was use the heal on JC. That would give Biggs advantage, who then hits Plo with advantage. That's an automatic crit for a target lock for a taunt. Then the next turn you use the AoE, which will pull in Biggs to give him protection up.
Okay.
So with it where it's currently sitting, you have stupid overlay. I can't see whose turn it is.
It's my turn.
Well, yeah, I know, I got that, but like the
ship it is. Which
Yeah.
ship?
It's Biggs.
Biggs.
okay, do basic because you don't have a target lock.
Dodged.
This is not really gonna work out, guys. I'm trying,
No,
but like,
it's too slow.
yeah, the time delay is too big. Yeah,
Okay, so I'll just fight the battle. I'm already getting smoked, but
that's okay. Yeah, you fight, and I'll just commentate on the sad points. I'm sorry.
Stayed on the sad points. With all those taunts, you definitely need to bring Ahsoka in as soon as you can.
Against this particular fleet, yes, it would. Ahsoka would probably be good because you can like double protection up taunt is just sad.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of extra health that you have to chew through that's just going to disappear in 2 turns anyway.
You got a good little hit off Geonosian Soldier. Man, look at all that protection. Holy cow, dude.
Yep. So a nice thing with Akbar fleets with Biggs and JC is I've actually found, because I had like an undergeared Akbar, undergeared Biggs, because screw rebels, I found that I got to a point in the gearing and the stars that I actually had a very controllable turn order. It wasn't max stat control turn order, but it was Akbar into it was what was it? JC into Akbar into Biggs or something like that. And so I could always give advantage to Biggs, and then he would get a target lock, and JC would pull him for an assist, giving him 70% protection up.
Right.
And so it's stuff like that where you want to try to abuse the turn order. So like based on whatever ships you have, their speeds, relative speeds, you want to figure out the most optimal route to go for your particular turn order to abuse the abilities you have with those. Let's see.
He's breathing heavy. It must be good.
Oh boy. So Ahsoka. And it's not the end of the world. You got rid of evasion up, but she's just going to get on her next basic anyway. What you probably should have done is target First Order TIE Fighter, because he's just so strong.
FOTP is very strong.
Yep.
Absolutely, I agree.
Whenever I see him, he's pretty much always a first priority target unless they have Vader. Good. Pardon me. I'm liking the wedge reinforcement there. Now, I'm going to question why you used his special. He had advantage up, and with how weak the First Order TIE Pilot was already, his basic would have finished him off with advantage.
I wasn't sure if it would or not, so I just went ahead and used it.
Fair enough. That's fair. It's definitely one of those another thing where it's like getting familiar. I don't know if you guys have to do this in regular arena with all the the maxed out characters. But in Fleet Arena, I find it very helpful to have a rough gauge, not necessarily of the number that your attack will do, but about how much of the health bar you'll take out with an attack. Because then you can just kind of eyeball and be like, oh hey, if I land the hit, this will die. Go after that. It really helps with targeting priorities. Now, something there that you just did was his, wedge, I think that is? Wedge or RP, one of the two, had double protection up and a target lock, and you used wedge on him. Because he had double protection up, you're not going to be damaging his hull, so you should have switched targets to somebody else.
Okay.
It's kind of counterintuitive because, in regular arena, we're you have to just focus down one character because they can't stack protection up like that.
Right.
But in fleets where they can not only recover protection but provide massive amounts of protection up, if you see a target that has that, it's usually best to transition to a different target.
That doesn't have it. Okay.
Yep, because then you can be doing true damage, real damage that's actually going to be reflected in the health bar as opposed to purple dots that are going to go away. I actually think what might work is like after the stream or at some point before next stream, if you and I do a recording where you do screen share, and we can walk through, it wouldn't be live for the stream, but then could walk through actually pointing out moves to make and stuff.
Yeah, we can do that. Do we want to wait for another battle, or what do we want to do?
We can just do it and do it another. But what he's saying is that
It'd be better if we do it that way.
yeah,
because here I can only comment after you've made the choices, whereas doing it that way, I could comment and like direct the choices and show the difference that it makes.
I agree. Okay, so we'll do that. So at least the folks out there got to see me. I wasn't familiar with that lineup too, because usually I'd run Soka and Resistance Pilot right off the back and do things a little bit differently. So I was trying to adapt to the new lineup you put out there. So
not a problem.
So it was throwing me off a little bit because I was like, well, wait, my normal tendencies were not the right ones.
We're not there.
But yeah, so
the other thing is when you get FOTP up, having spreading target lock means his special, I think, goes off cooldown. Isn't that right?
Yep, and that's why it is the second hardest hitting single target damage in the game, and it comes off cooldown when he targets a target lock ship that does not die. It's currently bugged to where if he dies, or if the target dies, then the cooldown is not refreshed, so you do have to be careful on that. But so he's great for just burning down a tank, say a taunting tank. You put a target lock on there, he's doing his ability, everybody else is forced to attack the target lock, which boosts his turn meter, so then he goes quickly, and he's very good at scalpel on taunts that you can't just dispel.
Right. That's really good information. See, I like being the guinea pig. See, I don't care. Y'all can say I suck balls and everything. I still do pretty well, but just, I don't mind doing this stuff so people out there can see what to do right and what to do wrong, right? Making mistakes is how we learn. So it's all good. So I think everybody can see what I just did, what we did with the lineup, and can kind of see the do's and don'ts so far. And then I think if we put that other thing out, that'll be good. So what we can do, if everybody's down, Smithy did, I think, passed out. I think Urban passed out.
No, I'm still here.
Urban, you still alive? Virtual, you still there?
Yep.
All right. Let's get some.
Sorry for talking so much, guys.
No, that's what we were.
This is your area of expertise.
You see what Ewalkin said? He said if you'd bought some fleet packs, you would have won the battle. Y'all just like me spending my own money. You know what? Let's start a GoFundMe for Ranger to buy shit on the stream.
I mean, all I'm saying is there's a reason we all have Patreons. They want us to start spending money. There's a Patreon for that.
We'll start the Ranger Likes to Buy Shit on the Stream Foundation. Y'all send me money and I'll buy shit on the stream.
Bam.
To see, it's a win-win. Then when you guys like, buy packs, I'm like, right, and just start buying shit. I don't even think there's anything worth buying out there.
Not right now.
No, not really. You buy one pack and you just, in for a penny, out for 20,000 pounds. Jesus. Well, let's get into this part of the stream where we do questions.
Ooh, my favorite part.
That's right. We like to answer questions. So let's look here. A lot of it's about Ranger buying packs. I think we've addressed that one. If you have questions that you would like answered, like legitimate questions that do not involve me spending my hard-earned cash, then by all means put them in right now. We'll go back through and look at some of the questions. yeah, we'll scroll through and see if there's any questions people have. That's one of the things we like to do in the show since we have all these awesome guys on here.
Here's a question about ships.
Are you guys interested in a Help Ranger Become a Whale Patreon?
Who the fuck wrote that? Finity, you fucker.
Yo, that was Finity.
Of course it was Finity.
Mr. Free to Play motherfucker, shut up. Join Ray Charles.
Someone else goes,
here,
no, it should be called the Help Maga Ducky Become a Whale Patreon.
Really?
That's Mage Ducky, by the way.
Mage Ducky, my bad.
Yeah, Mage Ducky.
No, I mean, Mage Ducky wrote that about Mage Ducky.
Oh, well, so there we go.
Wrote that about Mage Ducky, right? Because Beta Mage is Mage Ducky.
Be careful of what you wish for, Mage, because once you start opening shit, you're fucking locked in, dude.
No, I'm telling you.
Once you start, there is no stopping.
Yeah.
Some people
if
forever
other
will
people are
control
funding
your
it, I don't
destiny.
care.
They really love TFP. What are your guys' thoughts on TFP?
TIE Fighter Pilot? I think
TIE
he's
Fighter
fucking
Pilot as a
pimp,
ship.
man.
Oh,
As a ship, yeah.
Somebody says their favorite ship.
You seem to like TIE Fighter Pilot. Or our First Order TIE Fighter.
Yeah,
Which one was it?
First Order,
First
I
Order
agree.
TIE
Yeah,
Pilot,
First Order
because
TIE Pilot.
they're very different ships. See, I don't.
Yeah, one is First Order and one isn't.
Well, no, I mean, so First Order belongs in any fleet that has a decent amount of target locks. Just because he doesn't need any kind of synergy other than I want to shoot target locks, I want my buddy shooting target locks. Whereas TIE Fighter Pilot is a bit more fragile. He has additional dodge, but his dodge primarily benefits Tarkin because of the specific Empire capital ship tag on it. So honestly,
under a Tarkin lead, it makes sense.
It can make sense depending on what other ships you have. If you have Vader and Biston, TIE Fighter Pilot should go in as a reinforcement. If you are missing one of those two ships but are still wanting to try Tarkin, then you can throw TIE Fighter in as the starting lineup.
We had a question here for Virtual World Gaming. Is he on Discord?
Well, I just joined the Discord and stuff. I was not too thrilled with it. I'm not fond of trying to figure out new apps, and being the fact that I also have Line, WhatsApp, GroupMe, everything else. But I did just recently join Discord, so yes, I am on Discord.
That's right, and forever will it control your destiny.
Oh yeah.
You're screwed out, buddy. Again, see, they sucked you in. You let them suck you in, and then that's how it starts.
You think you play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you really play Discord and Line app.
Yeah, I mean,
every once in a while you actually play Discord.
Yeah, well, the problem is I'm also involved, because here's the thing. Like, my channel, don't get me wrong, I do a lot of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but I'm also involved in a lot of other Electronic Arts games and in leagues for, like, hockey, football, all that other stuff.
Pimp your channel.
So,
go ahead and pimp your channel, man.
Yeah, we like it when people.
What happened?
Pimp your channel.
Pimp your shit, man.
Oh. Well, no, it's just I'm involved in all these apps due to the fact that I'm in so many different leagues and stuff, and they're all running off of different apps. So it's like, oh boy, another app I have to learn.
Doesn't it just make your dick hurt? That's what I say all the time, and no one believes me. They just don't understand. I'm glad I have someone on the channel that understands my pain about streaming. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. I agree.
We do have a question here for Mage Ducky about MJ wants you to convince him to get off Admiral Akbar lead and go with Tarkin lead for ships. Convince him why you should do that.
So why? Yeah, there you go. That's a good question.
You should write ships because Tarkin will give you far more damage output, and is harder to go up against as a defender. What I would consider the quote-unquote right ships would be Boba, First Order TIE Pilot, Biggs, Biston, and then either TFP or Vader.
Okay.
Ideally Vader over TFP. But if you have 4 or 5 of those ships for your starting lineup, and then of course Maul, first reinforcement, then you should switch to Tarkin because his damage bonus doubles for Empire ships. And so people look at that a lot of the time and say, oh, there's only 2 Empire ships, 3 Empire ships, whatever. It's not getting used. Tarkin has no synergy. But he still gives 15% offense increase to non-Empire ships. Target locks are pretty common. They're useful in augmenting almost everybody's abilities to some degree. They trigger
Cut out there a little bit.
Yep.
and then they give you offense off of Tarkin's unique. So you don't need Empire ships to make Tarkin's offense bonus be good. And so it's right now we don't have an unbeatable defensive fleet. 7.5 minutes is just too long. It is. And I hope they keep it that long, because I'd like to see no unbeatable defensive fleet, personally. And so because of that, it's all about optimizing your offense and then making it as challenging as possible for people to beat you. That way they're less likely to want to try to beat you. And Tarkin is the best way to do that because of his offense and the target lock synergy and everything.
So what we learned about me is that I need to get Tarkin up, right?
And you need to learn what the abilities do.
Well,
and you need to get first order TIE pilot up.
Right,
Yep.
I'm working on that. I was already working
Okay.
on that. As you can tell, he was level 66. I just need to get a couple things done on him. I already got Bubba. I already got Biggs. I do have Biston unlocked. I could do that, but I'll focus on him, and then also Maul as reinforcement. And then the fifth slot, did you say, for that one was Biggs, First Order TIE Pilot, Biston, Bubba, and then TIE Pilot if you don't have Vader, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I already have TIE Pilot Fighter. I'll level that one up too, and then I will change what I'm using, and I will actually run the Tarkin one. We'll actually work on that.
But don't yet.
No, I'm going to farm it and get it up, and then I'll use it.
Okay, yeah, because it's one of those where a lot of people try to jump over before their ties are ready, before Biston is ready, and it fails.
5-star ties. You really got to get 5-star ties.
Yep.
I would say.
In my slightly lower level shard, where the top 10 are about 110k fleet power, which is irrelevant, but it's about the only gauge we can use for now. Is 4-star ties were good enough for me to start. So in the upper level shards, definitely you'll want them to be 5-star before you start using them and before you switch over.
Right. Okay.
Another thing to consider, MJ, is that you want, like, the third reinforcement should not be understated. So, like, if you have Akbar's 6-star and Tarkin is only 4-star because you don't have the dark side ship requirement to get him up to 5-star, you might want to hold off on going for Tarkin, even if you have most of those ships ready, simply because having that extra reinforcement can really help.
Yes, it does.
So I don't know if I sold him or not, but
you made your case.
I sold myself.
Yeah, yeah. He said he'll chat with you after, Ducky. So is there any other questions do we have? Grande, Finn doing his job, other than just trolling? I see a message deleted by Finn. Okay, that's not good.
Someone trying to advertise one of his videos.
Oh, well, okay. Good job, Finn.
You know, the typical things that happen on live streams and when you post a new video.
Right. You know, well, it's
my personal favorite is, hey, you deserve so many more subscribers and stuff. If you want, I do a super shout out Saturday. It can gain you X amount of subs.
Yeah, right. That's like Facebook, you know, back in the day when I was in a rock band and we had our Facebook page, we had all kinds of people that was like, we'll get you a ton of likes. Yeah, but who are the likes going to come from? And then when you research, it's like, it's just random people that they just get to like it, that they have no interest in your shit anyway. It's like, okay, I'm not paying you for that. Please eat a dick. So it looks like we don't have any questions. So we're about an hour and a half on the stream. Minor little bugs here, but all in all, it was a pretty damn good stream. I'm pretty proud of myself. I didn't fuck it up. So usually when I don't fuck it up, I'm pretty happy. But this is where we like to end the stream and we like to pimp everything out. I do want to say that if you like what you're hearing, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, watch the show. Viewership is extremely important for the channel and everything. So we really appreciate all that. But we're going to give a chance for everybody in the stream. Who, first of all, we want to shout out everybody for being in the show. If we didn't say your name, we will eventually get to it as long as you're a consistent member on the stream. We will always get to you. We try to do that because we really appreciate everybody coming out and supporting the channel. Had some laughs. Urban, you didn't get to say a lot tonight, man. I mean, I feel like we neglected you and you, Smithy. So we're gonna start with you, guy. Well, no, it's okay. It's all right. We're not judging here. The only person
Yes, he is.
Yeah, well, Grande I judge and Finn, but so let's start with Urban. Urban, tell the folks where they can find you at, what you're working on for your channel, that kind of stuff. Pimp your shit, man.
Just go out to youtube.com/assassinmasters with an S at the end. That'll get you to my channel. Just check it out. I just like to have some fun, tear some shit up on this. That's what I'm about. I don't have much strategy. I just like to kick some fucking ass. And I do whine a lot, so be
I know. It's always great when shit doesn't work for Assassin. You hear, all right, we're going to use Qui-Gon, and we're going to hit, wait, uh-oh. All right, Qui-Gon failed. Fuck. Well, he gets all excited. He's all like, "We're gonna raise some." Oh, wait a minute. All right.
Never mind.
Qui-Gon fucked up. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one.
But if you do like some badass commentary, go check out my channel because I make it rain some blood on some fools.
That's right. That's Assassin Master, the funniest fucker on Star Wars Galaxy Heroes by far. Smithy D, you're up, brother. Pimp your shit because man, you have got some outstanding stuff. Absolutely. I've looked at it. You've got some stuff about Zetas. You've got some stuff about some different team comps. You've got a lot of stuff. So tell the folks what you've got out there right now, where they can find you at, and what you're working on for the future. Make your big announcement for Saturday.
Yeah, so pretty much what I'm working on, I've got a live stream new show. It's going to be called Jedi Academy. So that's it. It's going to be like Jedi Academy. But yeah, it's going to be episode 1, so it's going to be a live stream Q&A. There's going to be me, VGW, and there's also going to be Warrior from Team Instead. I need to say Time Instead. But it's very late where I am. It's like 2:30. So yeah, it is quite late. But yeah, pretty much we're doing this live stream. We're going to do some Q&A. So if you have any questions that you want answered, come jump on the show. Check that out. Jump over to my channel. It's Smithy D. I'm the only Smithy D on YouTube. So make sure you check that out. And most importantly, follow me on Twitter. That's the Smithy D.
Awesome. And I will be on that show as well, just to make shit fun. I'm the idiot that they have on to say funny shit. Because I don't know anything about this game. What am I talking about?
So what you're saying is Smithy is replacing me. I'm just messing with you.
All right, moving on. Pretend that didn't happen. Mage Ducky, pimp your shit, man. You're up.
I don't have any stuff.
Well, god damn it, Smithy D.
Wait, how that's Smithy D's fault?
Now you get the names wrong. He said,
wow.
What did I say, Smithy D?
That escalated quickly.
I know, that escalated.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Smithy D. To all the little pygmies down in New Guinea. Mage Ducky.
My chair just broke.
Oh, God.
His chair broke. He got so excited his chair broke.
Not excited. I'm just laughing my head off my Ranger.
I know. He's over here cussing at the wrong person.
No, I am.
I didn't invite myself in. Smithy invited me, you fucker, you dirty whore.
For that Ranger, you should buy some packs now.
You know what? I may buy a pack later next show just because I fucked up for Smithy D. It won't be a big pack. I'll buy something small, just because we can apologize.
So do a fleet pack.
All right,
so like a ship pack.
I'll do
like
a goddamn fucking ship pack or something. Jesus Christ. But you know what's going to happen? I'm going to do that, and they're going to be like, oh, why did you only buy that? They do another one. Crack addicts, man. All a bunch of goddamn crack addicts. All right, so Mage Ducky doesn't have anything, but we do
Nope.
appreciate you, man. And
Oh, thank you.
when you
I
get
like
some,
being here.
yeah, we love having you, man. And then Virtual, we were really pimped to have you on. You're more than welcome to come back every single show if you like.
Absolutely.
But pimp your
Oh, that would
shit.
be sweet.
Yeah, every show, just hop on. But where can people find your shit at, man? Just pimp it again.
Well, I've got my channel, which is youtube.com/C, because, it's a real old channel, /Virtual Gaming World. You can also follow me on Twitter at VirtualGWorldYT, on Twitch at Virtual Gaming World. You can add me on PS4 at Virtual Gaming World, and you can add me on Xbox One at Beast2689. I do a lot of different videos, some live streams as well, and I look forward to seeing people there.
Awesome. Now you can guys see on the channel we have where you can subscribe for us. We do have our merch that you can purchase. You can get Reality Skewed Gamer merchandising. All the stuff that we make money-wise on this, which we don't make a lot, but what we do get, we use straight for the channel. We come up with, all this content and stuff that you guys see. So if you want to buy some stuff, like MJ bought for his wife, God bless you, MJ. You're such a great American. We've got that. We've got the website. You can follow us at Twitter, at Twitter, Reality Schemers at twitter.com. Facebook, you can go there. We have a Facebook page. But yeah, absolutely, please feel free to subscribe. Now, I've got a special treat for everybody that's still in the channel. After every show, we always go into Discord and we hang out, we talk, we answer questions, right? Well, we're going to have a special discussion on this one. When we get done here, me and Grande and everybody are going to jump into the Discord, right?
Yep.
And we're going to talk about what, Grande?
We are going to talk about hacking, and we're going to talk about cheats. We're going to talk about all the stuff that would get us in trouble if we streamed it on a stream. So that's the plan is for us to talk about all that stuff in the Reality Skewed Gamers chat.
And we got some experts on this shit, man. So if
we have some experts on hacks and cheats. We want to talk about, not because we want you to hack and cheat. We want to fix the hacking and cheating so that it doesn't happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to kind of complain about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But we want to do it without getting anybody in trouble.
In other words, you want to call the WAMbulance?
I don't think we're gonna really complain.
I don't think it's a WAMbulance. I don't really bitch about hackers and cheaters. They do piss me off because it's like us that legitimately play, right? We actually spend money in this game. Now Grande has a house payment that he spent on this game, but for the rest,
I could buy a nice speedboat.
I mean, seriously, good lord.
A couple of jet skis, maybe.
Some porn actresses. Whatever will float your boat. But I guarantee you that when you see people. For me, a hack is when you intentionally manipulate the game to benefit you, right? That really pisses me off. I just don't have any patience for it, and we're going to get into it in the Discord. I have my thoughts on it. Grande has his thoughts. I'm sure everybody has their thoughts.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about that. So please come into Discord. We'd love to have everybody there. We have an awesome time in there. We just get silly. But we are going to talk about this stuff. So if you are interested in doing that, then by all means come join us in the Discord. It's underneath the link for the after party. So please feel free to hit the link and come to the after party. We'd love to have you guys come in. So with that being said, on behalf of myself, Grande Patron, aka Ray Charles, aka the Beardless One, aka Christ, you're getting too many names, dude. Seriously.
It, right? I know it. It's so easy.
We're just going to start calling you He Who Shall Not Be Named.
I prefer the Grand Instigator.
Yeah, oh, that's a good one. We'll just add that on there.
He kept calling me Grandpa Patron. I was trying to help the virtual gaming out, and I'm like, bro, actually pick your team. And he's like, okay, Grandpa, let's go.
I actually remember that.
I was like, shut the hell up, dude.
You son of a bitch.
Well, it's either Grandpa Patron or the Grand Instigator.
Yeah. God. Torquemada Patroni. But come join us. But I have for myself, Grande, Virtual Gaming. We're going to have to come up with something virtual gaming. We'll have to come up with a name for you for this.
Most people go VGW.
VGW. Sounds like a sexual transmitted disease, but we're not.
What happened?
And there is no cure.
I went to the
Once
doctor.
it starts, the fun don't
I went
stop.
to the
You know what?
doctor.
You know what happened? You know what happened? He got one clap on YouTube, and all of a sudden he got a venereal disease.
I know. I went to the doctor and I said, "What do I?"
I just want to
have?"
mention that kid put in the chat, Grandpa Patron.
Yes. Now I have the VGWs and my shit's falling off all over the place. I just don't like it. But on behalf of them and all the people that have the VGW, Smithy D, Urban Blaster, and of course Mage Ducky, thank you for joining us on the stream. Come join us in Discord. We're heading there right now. Let's go have some fun, and we'll see you on the flip side. Thanks for joining us, guys. We're out.